Hiya, it's Carly from Kip McGrath in Carlisle, and today we're looking at some adverbial phrases. So I have already covered adverbs and we talked about what they are. So they add to the verb, so they might tell you when, where or how something is happening. Adverbial phrases I think I touched upon and mentioned about fronted adverbials, but we're going to go into a bit more detail on those today. So they are very similar to the adverbs in that they still tell us the same sort of things. So when something happened, where or how, and they can go at the front of a sentence or they can go at the end of the sentence usually. So some activities that you could do with children is, if they have an adverbial phrase in a sentence, is to move it around. So to try putting it at the start if it's at the end and vice versa. So when, an adverbial phrase can tell you when something's happening. So for example, we could put on Tuesday, and that could go at the start of a sentence. So we could have on Tuesday with a comma, because it is extra information that doesn't need to be in the sentence. So it is part of a subordinate sort of section of the sentence. On Tuesday, we went shopping. So the main part of that is we went shopping, but we've got our adverbial phrase to tell us when, on Tuesday. But that can also go at the end of the sentence. So we could have written the exact same thing. We went shopping on Tuesday. We went shopping on Tuesday. Okay, and it's still an adverbial phrase. So for it to be a phrase, it has to have more than one word in it. So phrases have 1, 2, 3, any number of words, okay? So we went shopping on Tuesday. So that's our 2 for when. We can also say where something is happening. So for example, in the park, there is a fountain. Okay, still an adverbial phrase because it's telling us where there is a fountain, and it can also go at the end. So we could start it with the there. There is a fountain, and we can have the in the park at the end. When it's at the end, there isn't a requirement to put a comma in there, you'll notice on those two. So how something is happening, we could have suddenly, the door swung open. So that's telling us how the door is swinging open. And it's also kind of when to an extent. So the door swung open. And again, that could go at the end. So we could have the exact same sentence. With it at the end. Often they are more effective at the beginning. Certainly with this one, it's more effective. Suddenly, the door swung open. It draws much more attention to the suddenly. So something that the children could do is you could write one sentence and then they could have a go at turning it round and switching it the other way. Or you could give them just a simple sentence and ask them to put an adverbial phrase that says when, where or how on the start of their sentence.